Hi, I'm Coach Toni. I am almost 41 years old, so I'm currently in my 40s. I'm a personal trainer and fitness coach, and I'm completely obsessed with helping people to live the healthiest lives that they can live. I'm a proud mom of 4, so my life is basically a mix of training clients, hitting my own workout sessions, meal prep, navigating teenage attitudes fueled by their endless appetites. Finding time to work out in my 40s has been such a challenge. Fitness in your 40s, as you probably know, is different than it was in your 20s. I think it's even different than it was 5 years ago. Once you hit your 40s, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're here and that's why you're here, hopefully I can make a little more sense of all of this for you. It's funny, I was talking to my friend Gina the other day. She's also a fitness coach and personal trainer, and we work together here at the gym. She is almost 40. She's doing all the right things. She hits her workouts 4 to 5 days a week. She's meal prepping, everything you're supposed to do, but she's not getting the results that she once got. She said to me, Toni, I feel like I'm doing all the right things, but my body is just not responding the way that it used to. I kind of had to laugh about this and welcome to the club, Gina. Welcome to being almost 40, because something shifts when we turn 40. I swear I just woke up and was like, wow, that's different. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. That moment is usually the first sign that our workouts that we once did in our 20s don't hit the same anymore. It's not necessarily that we've lost motivation or discipline. It's just that the body physiology has simply changed. Almost always that change is going to start with muscle. So I'm going to lay this out in a couple of problems with a couple of fixes, and we'll go from there. Problem number 1 is muscle. I call this the unsung hero. Muscle is where a lot of the changes really begin. Not just about looking a certain way, but muscle actually supports your joints and ligaments. It keeps your metabolism running smooth and strong. And it also plays a huge role in your hormone regulation. I feel like that's almost a bad word for most of my life. Hormones is just one of those things that I kind of breezed past and didn't pay a lot of attention to. And now I feel like, why are not more people not preparing me for this and talking about this? So hormones. It helps to regulate your hormones. In your 20s, muscle was basically indestructible. You could do a spin class, go on a long late night run, hit a 2-a-day workout, basically surviving off of coffee and good vibes, and your body's like, cool, we got this. Awesome. It just adapted. Anything that we would throw at it in our 20s, our body just adapted to. Once we hit our 30s, life gets a little louder and a little busier. We've got careers we're managing, probably babies, relationships, a side hustle because that career hasn't taken off yet. Most days in my 30s, I had to question whether or not I brushed my teeth that morning. Strength training became more on the back burner. It was optional, and my body kind of responded with, well, we're going to do our best here. But now, 40s, if we're not intentionally building muscle and maintaining our muscle, scientifically, we actually start losing it at a much faster rate. This is where it really matters. The 20s, the 30s, those were your foundation for right now. If you didn't strength train in your 20s and 30s, don't worry, it's not too late. So by 40, building and maintaining muscle, this doesn't just affect how strong you feel, but it's going to impact those hormones. It also is going to regulate your blood sugar. Oh my goodness, words are hard some days. It is going to regulate your blood sugar regulation. So it's going to help with those insulin spikes and insulin drops, how our body is processing things. It helps with your recovery, energy, overall, how you feel, and then just resilience to life. Suddenly, your workouts are starting to feel a little harder. I could go out and hit a 20 or 30 mile run because I'm a distance runner, so running is my thing. Go out and hit a 20, 30 mile run in my 20s and 30s. Maybe didn't train for it, just kind of winged it. Went home, stretched a little bit, it was fine, good to go. Next day, got up, went to work, did whatever I had to do. Now, if I don't train for it and I go out and hit that 20, 30 mile run, I am beat. It wipes me out. I go home. All I want to do is put sweatpants on, lay around, eat everything in sight, and rest. The next day, I definitely don't want to go to work. I don't want to be moving around more than I have to. My body is tired. It takes me longer to recover now. Overall, in my 40s, I feel like my body just feels a little over dramatic for no reason at all. Thought something was wrong with me for the last couple years, kept going to every doctor. Something's wrong, I don't feel right. No, you're just in your 40s and it matters. We have to train differently in our 40s. So, problem one was loss of muscle. The fix, train smarter, not harder. What worked in your 20s, those 2-a-day workouts, long runs, spin classes, HIIT, all of these things, they don't hit the same anymore, and it's not a failure for your body, it's physiology change. That's what we needed then. Now we don't. Our bodies don't adapt as quickly. We're more in a survival mode now. We're protecting ourselves now. We're getting older. So the signal, the key, the goal, strength training. Good news with this is you don't have to live in the gym. We need to prioritize 2, maybe 3 times a week. Even if you only have 20 or 30 minutes, it can make a huge impact on your hormones, your overall energy, how you feel, how you recover. You need to focus on compound movements. These are going to be your exercises that work many muscle groups at once. These are going to be your squats, your deadlifts, your rows, your bench press. Even some resistance band work will make a big impact on this. These movements are going to help prevent your muscle loss, support your metabolism. It's going to keep your hormones happier, and on a very real life level, it's going to make it easier to keep up with your kids. Feeling strong on weekend hikes, going through the day-to-day movement, day-to-day life without feeling like everything is harder than it should be. All right, this is going to lead into or segue into problem number 2. Oh, the hormones. In our 20s, they were basically the best coworker you've ever had. Your energy, your mood, your sleep, your skin, no complaints. By 40, they're the annoying coworkers that are emailing you at 3 a.m. about the things that you don't care about. Yeah, that hits. So, big players here for our hormones that I really want to focus on is going to be your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and cortisol. Yes, women have all 4 of these. They all impact us differently. Your estrogen dips is going to bring on your hot flashes. Night sweats lowers your bone density. What about when your progesterone drops? You're going to start having trouble sleeping, irritability, bloating, that extra pack that we carry around the midsection. That's going to be your progesterone. Testosterone, yes, we have that. It affects your energy, your strength, and your libido. And then cortisol, I saved the best for last. It's your stress hormone. We all hear cortisol. You know, it's not the enemy. We need it. But when our cortisol stays high for too long and we stay in too high of a stress for too long with that elevated cortisol, it is going to make your fat loss harder. It's going to increase your cravings. It's going to mess with your sleep. It's going to slow your recovery, and it's going to leave you feeling a little wired but tired all at the same time. Add in your busy schedules, your poor sleep, your under-fueling, because you know we all do it, and too much high-intensity training, and cortisol can silently become the hormone that is running the entire show. And when your cortisol is too high, it makes it harder for any other hormone to do their jobs properly. So when our hormones are out of balance, you feel it everywhere. You're feeling fatigue, weight gain, hello midsection, brain fog, poor sleep, and sometimes I feel like my body just turns into a stubborn toddler that refuses to take a nap and really needs a nap. The muscle that I talked about in problem 1, well, guess what? I said it also regulates your hormones. It all feeds back into itself. So hormones are already crazy in your 40s. Add that muscle loss into it, and we have less regulation than we even were going to have to start. So what is the fix for this? Unlike our 20s, where we cut the calories and we did the endless cardio and we powered through all of the exhaustion we had, skipping the meals and somehow survived, we need something a little different now. That means we need to fuel consistently. I didn't say eat, I said fuel. Think about things that fuel your body, give you energy, protein, vegetables, things that our body needs to survive. We need consistency with our workouts. We need to prioritize sleep. I know if you're anything like me, the last 20 years, sleep is a luxury. It is not a priority. Now in my 40s, it is becoming a priority. And then we need to continue to move, especially strength and mobility work. So 20 to 30 intentional minutes a day can make a huge difference Sometimes hormone support looks like maybe saying no to one more commitment. Yeah, I know. I have to pause on that one for a second. Saying no to that extra commitment. My inner mom guilt screams at me on this. But listen, I've learned to step back and to start prioritizing a little bit. Get that rest day. I need this for me. I need a rest moment sometimes, not even a whole day. And that's okay. We deserve that. We have earned it over the last 20 years. So, problem one, problem two, that is leading me to last but not least, and that was a good segue right into it. Problem three, life is busy and your body feels every second of it. By our 40s, most of us are caretakers, whether it's our kids, our partners, our aging parents, work, side hustles, whatever we have, we're somehow expected to juggle all of it effortlessly. Our stress piles up, our sleep gets cut short, and recovery, what's that? The effects show up everywhere. So that low energy, achy joints that creak like old floorboards, brain fog. Some days climbing up the stairs at my house feels like Mount Everest because I'm so tired and I have no energy. But let's be honest, that power through mentality from my 20s, it works very differently now. And sometimes you try to power through and your body says, absolutely not. What's the fix for this? Less chaos, more intention. Here's the shift most of us need to make, and this is a great starting point that will also balance 1 and 2, those first 2 problems we talked about. I learned this the hard way, like I mentioned, but short, intentional workouts are going to beat long, inconsistent ones every time. You don't need a marathon gym session where we're doing 2 or 3 a day. You need 20 to 30 minutes of intentional strength and mobility a few times a week. That alone is going to increase and boost your energy, reduce those aches and pains, and make your daily life feel easier. What is the recovery part of that now? It's not optional. You must stretch. Yoga, foam rolling, even a 10-minute walk are all part of your plan. It's part of your strategy. It's part of your intention. They're not extras that we throw in when we make the time. The hardest part for many of us is going to be learning to say no. Those boundaries are a form of self-care. So this is something, like I said, I'm working on. I'm a natural people pleaser. I love to help. I love overcommitting myself to do all the things because it makes me happy. It fills my bucket. But then as I'm overcommitted, I'm exhausted and I'm wondering, oh my gosh, why does my body feel like I've been hit by a bus? I keep referencing my 20s because I just feel like everything was so easy back then. I could do all the things. I could power through all the things. I didn't have to think about what I'm eating, what I'm fueling my body with sleep, recovery, intentional workouts. I could just do what I felt like doing and it all worked. Now, I am going to break down all of those decades that I've mentioned. I give you all the problems. I give you the fixes. A quick summary. Your 20s, that was that incredibly resilient body, stability in your hormones, fast recovery, crushing any high-intensity workout without much fallout afterward. Nutrition, very unintentional. Skipped meals, underate, body adapted quickly. It was all good. 30s, life is speeding up, careers are starting to grow, babies arrive, sleep disappears, stress sneaks in. Workouts have to fit into life now, not the other way around. Consistency, habit building, they matter more and more than chasing that intensity that we once knew. And then last, 40s, I fit right in here. The rules change for everybody. Your hormones shift, muscle loss accelerates, stress hits harder, recovery takes longer, energy's unpredictable, and nutrition matters more than ever. Strength training, recovery, and sustainable fueling are now your essentials. Now 50s and 60s, recovery is king. Start building those habits now if you're not 50s and 60s, because by the time your 50s and 60s roll around, be ready for the shift. Your joint health and mobility can no longer be ignored. Strength training is a non-negotiable, especially if you want to stay independent and confident as you age. Your goal is not to do less, but is to train smarter so your body keeps working for you and not against you. So yes, fitness in our 40s and beyond looks different, but it's not worse. It just requires more attention. It is no longer about punishing workouts and perfect nutrition. It's just about working with your body, respecting your time, and protecting your energy so you can show up for life. When you're intentional, even in small ways, it adds up. So maybe that's a 20-minute strength training session instead of skipping it entirely. Maybe it's not what you planned, but it's all you could fit in. Awesome. Maybe it's prioritizing your recovery, saying no to one more thing, or maybe it's sometimes just having the stars align and you wake up before the kids and you can sneak in a few push-ups. Whatever it is, be intentional. It's not about looking like you did in your 20s. It's about feeling strong, capable, and ready for whatever life throws at you. Whether it's a full pile of laundry, a karate tournament, a robotics competition, whatever kind of thing your kids are into, be intentional with what you're doing so you can be ready to tackle those things. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If this resonated in some way with you, I hope it motivates you to train smarter and more intentional, to take care of yourself this week, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.